Yeah, what's up, TFM Nation? It's me, the TFM Monster here again. We're back with the finale of my analysis breakdown. Now, there's a lot here that was really fascinating to see how much they teased because it's not in the volume 4. It's not in this book. All right. I reread the part of the fights and how volume 4 ends. All right. It's insane how much they teased, but I mean, like I said, when I did my analysis on episode 15, I literally forgot majority of the content, so I don't remember anything at all, or the deal of Ryuen and Sake and Nagi would be about in the future volumes because I didn't read far ahead yet. I'm only at volume 6 of year 2, so yeah. Uh and volume 4.5 I read that years ago as well. So yeah, well, anyway, for this one though, for Desired Future is the title. First off, thank you, Studio Lurch. Thank you, director Noriyuki Namata. You guys have done so well. All right, all the animators involved in this production of Clash of the Elite season 4, you guys deserve this praise from the fans and from the watchers. Although I do see people saying it's anticlimactic and others saying that uh, the pacing is draggy, which I understand, but obviously light novel readers still do not understand that. Like you can see both sides are just, you can never please everybody. But yeah, anyway, I think Studio Lurch and the creative team just decided to experiment on season 4 if people want to see proper adaptation where sometimes it's really draggy.
I honestly thought we would have got the island started by now.
I know, it is kind of, I feel like it is dragging a little bit now.
I can't lie to you guys. If you have to sit like 6 out of the 8 episodes are just like mostly like setup, yeah, it's not gonna be the most enjoyable for people.
There you go. That's the reception. Positive and negative. Similarly to how to watchers from the previous 3 seasons, they're saying that the pacing is balanced, but this time around they're saying it's draggy. And for light novel readers in the previous seasons, they're saying it's rushed. Anime only viewers are saying otherwise. But yeah, there you go. Anyway, yeah, you can't please everybody in this one. All right, let's jump right into episode 16. I'm gonna bring up a couple of points here and there. All right, what do I think about this episode? I mean, like I said, I've done my review on the on my episode reaction. This is absolute cinema. This is peak cinema. This is my favorite Clash of the Elite episode, especially with its fight. This is the best fight sequence for Clash of the Elite. This one, let me bring up this paper because Ichika literally told everybody about the paper. All right. When Suzune told Ichika, because she concluded that it was Ichika that left the paper there, because when Ichika talked to Suzune, Ichika mentioned that she's gonna go to I2. In Suzune's head, she thinks that how does she know? So that means she concluded that could it be that Ichika Amasawa is the one that sent this paper to me? So that's why she concluded without even asking her that if she is the one that sent this to her. And then Ichika, the way her facial expression changed, like she was questioning, what is this girl saying? What is she talking about? And so she said this, sheesh, you just love your little games, don't you? Meaning, she's not directly saying that to Suzune. That's why Suzune asked, games?
Game.
And then she ripped the paper to pieces. She shredded it to pieces. So yeah, I don't know why the anime only watchers didn't catch up on that. The way she expressed her, like, she's so frustrated. She was like, what the hell? Why would you do that? Meaning, she isn't the one who did it. Anyway, I'm not gonna say who though. But if you're asking me who did this to Ichika, her injury, many people say it's another person, but I think in the anime side of things, we can conclude that it was either Tsukishiro or Shiba Sensei. But yeah, because the reason why she went to I2 is because it's to help Ayanokouji, stopping the trouble Tsukishiro and Shiba Sensei are gonna do to Ayanokouji. Bury him. But yeah, anyway, I had to clarify that. All right. The injury was because of, let's say it's Shiba Sensei, because Shiba Sensei is a killing machine. Bro is literally like a robot. The way he speaks, the way he ran, by the way, if you guys remember in episode 12, he ran like a fucking robot. Anyway, yeah. And then we have season 1, 2, 3 flashbacks. So, right. Blu-ray, let's go. They used the Blu-ray version of this. Yeah, so many good eye shots. The art directions in this episode is really, really strong. I saved a lot of images because of how good they look. So yeah, it's really nice. And the way they choreographed the fight as well. I love the animations, although the motion blurs in this Ichik fight is a bit too much. This one isn't bad. But I love the board in this 2v1. I like it, but like there's too much motion blur. See? There's too much motion blur there. Like that one's fine. But yeah, I love the fight, don't get me wrong, but like there's too much motion blur. That I'm not saying using motion blur is bad. This is basically Studio Lurch or Clash of the Elite's signature. Instead of having impact frames, we have motion blur. To make it a bit more realistic, you know. So yeah, that's the purpose of the motion blur, I guess. Because like I said, this season is way more grounded. The way the camera works, the cinematography, the storyboards, the way they handle those things, it's very cinematic. Like the way it was like captured, it feels like a film. This one is adapted really, really well. I must say it's really, really good. Is this this might be my second favorite fight of the season, but this is below the Ayanokouji versus Ryuin fight. I think Ayanokouji versus Ryuin fight is still like my second. All right, this one, yeah, this might be on my third place in terms of the entire physical fights. Yeah, another cute Ichika frame. I saved that, by the way. Anyway. You guys didn't need to know that. The fight scenes, the fight choreography is really, really good. I love the small details in the fights, in the animation aspect. The way Suzune Suzune blocked, Ichika punched, and then yeah, she got stopped, Ichika got stopped. And so that fast reaction, that fast speed of slapping her block and then punch. That is sick. I love the choreography. And then the way she dodged as well. She evaded Ibuki's kick. But really, really cute. You can see her expression there, her facial expression, her reaction. That's so cute. She's also having fun. This is not her full potential because she is injured. But yeah, still though, she put up a good fight. She could easily beat these two. As much as I love Suzune and Ibuki, Ichika will win this fight. If she isn't injured, as you can see here, if she didn't have that bruise because of fucking Shiba Sensei, but yeah, it's because the reason why, like I said, Shiba Sensei or Tsukishiro injured Ichika is because she disobeyed the White Room orders, and yeah, she's helping Ayanokouji instead of following them. So that's why they had to injure her, or more like, yeah, they were set on just beating her up, you know, because she is a White Room. They refer to the White Room students there as like objects. They don't treat them as humans. They treat them as a form of object that can be a masterpiece, you know, a perfect being, but it's not really humane, you know. It's very inhumane. But yeah, I love the strong art direction. So yeah, there you go. There's the bruise. Shiba Sensei did that shit. But yeah, how could you? Anyway, like I said, I was so glad that they did this kind of lighting again, because I love the lighting when they do this. The way it was so bright, the clouds, the sky is so bright because of a very sunny day, and then the characters, the figures in the frame are like, you know, very shadowy because of the light behind them. So yeah, really like that. Like this one, good example as well. So yeah, I love it. Really, really good art as well. Very beautiful. We got into this fight. I must say, um, it feels long in the light novel because Ayanokouji is also like midway through the battle. He's thinking, prolong the fight, yada yada, because he is waiting for the teachers to come. So that's why he's not really trying. Although once again, he is exhausted because of the island exam. So he was running around yesterday on day 13 because the first years are after him. And this time on the last day, the teachers are not there. And he's been staying here for 2 weeks. So you can tell that it has taken a toll on his body as well. Although still, he can perform that well whilst being in his, not full potential. I love the choreography in this fight because I read the fight is actually really short. What's only long in the light novel is Ayanokouji's inner thoughts. Like in this fight, though, what they did instead of implementing a lot of his inner monologues, it's the natural time. Ayanokouji is also thinking midway through the battle. So yeah, I love the choreography. I love how he used the sand to his advantage as well. He spun and then created a sand tornado as well. Then dodge, block. There you go. Got punched and then block it again. And then spins. Ninja go. Anyway, the spin jitsu.
Ninja go!
And then there's Shiba Sensei. And then, yeah, if you guys don't know, in Ayanokouji's inner thoughts, he thinks that Tsukishiro is inferior compared to Shiba Sensei. Shiba Sensei is way more superior compared to Tsukishiro. Although he's also surprised. In the light novel, these never happened. Okay, this choreography never happened. If anything, this is just because of the boards and the choreography. This is just them being creative about the fight. Right? The way he used, he dodged Shiba Sensei's kick and then spins. He spun his kick and then also landed and then blocked it. And there you go. Yeah, see? Ayanokouji's struggling. So you can see there. That's why he had to go back. He had to retreat. And then, yeah, they had to condense it. It's game over if I'm caught. That's that. So yeah, I love the fight. Alright? I really do. It is very short. If they want to make it long, we're not gonna have this crazy animation. We're gonna have inner thoughts like this. It's like the when Demon Slayer gets a flashback, they do slow-mo and then have inner thoughts. Like we're gonna get that kind of treatment. Like for me, I don't want that shit. Please. I want a full-fledged fight. Alright? Like I want to see it in action. I want to see the visuals, right? In the light novel, I wanna hear his thoughts. I want to read Ayanokouji's thoughts, but in the visual storytelling aspect, I want to see it in action. All right, that's what the adaptation represents. That's what the visual representation means. All right. Some light novel readers still complain, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna even bother. It wasn't actually Shiba Sensei saying this. It was actually Fuka Senpai, Kiryun Senpai, who called out to them. And then she said this line. So yeah, they adapted this pretty much 1-to-1. And then I'm glad it's not really a full on 1-to-1 because here is the illustration of the team up. You can see Ayanokouji's determined look. But in the anime, what they did is actually make it a comedic scene, which I'm glad because it is a very funny scene. All right. Because yeah, Kiryun Senpai said that he hasn't hit anyone. She hasn't been in a fist fight. That's why Ayanokouji is like, I'm so cooked. You can see his expression change as soon as Kiryun Senpai said, I'm a lady, of course I haven't. Ayanokouji was like, seriously? You can see his. You can also hear his tone. Maji desu ka? Bro, bro's like, I'm so cooked. Why is Fuka Senpai my partner? Ayanokouji only wanted Kiryun Senpai to distract Shiba Sensei. And then before, yeah, we have this final fight. So I'm really loving the shots as well. The Dutch angle. They used the Dutch angle again for this shot. There's a lot of shots here and there that is like really well done. Because of how they blur things, I can't do that shit. What the hell? What kind of editing software do they use? I want to learn that. But yeah, because I only know how to do it practically with the camera. Like, it's so easy. But it's also like you have to be precise with your lens. But yeah, I love how they use martial arts here. Because in case you guys don't remember, in the light novel, it was just jabs. Ayanokouji was just, yeah, jabbing. And then Tsukishiro is like bleeding because of his jabs. And then uppercut. Yeah, it's like boxing. But in the anime, what they did is, no. Let's use martial arts. Kung Fu, karate, you name it, bro. I'm really glad they did. This fight is so entertaining to watch. Because, alright, let's do it in the YouTube. Because Crunchyroll uploaded this. Alright, let's do it frame by frame. And then you can actually see his smile. So yeah, it was also detailed out in the light novel that he is smiling. So yeah, from what I read, it's after that, after Tsukishiro smiled, his smile faded afterwards as soon as Ayanokouji was like jabbing him left and right. But yeah, in this one though, it was so well choreographed. You can frame by frame this. See? Yoink. It was also slow. See? Like they're actually planning their next moves, you know? I'm so happy how they adapted this. See that? Blocked it. And then yoink. Oh. Block it. And then dodge. Attack. And then Tsukishiro caught it. And then oh. Block it again. Yeah. Caught it. Caught his elbow. And then knee. Knee Tsukishiro. And Tsukishiro blocked it. Oh, that is so clean. Yeah, that is really well animated. And then yoink. Nope. You're not gonna get me. And then kick. Then kick again. Kick. Dodge. Dodge. And another kick. Double kick. The spin. Ooh. And then you can actually see Ayanokouji is like having this first time nonchalant expression. You know, he's actually struggling, you know. You could actually see him struggle for a first time in a fight. Not like Ryuin's way, you know what I'm saying? And then in the Kiryuin Senpai fight, yeah, I don't think we've seen it in the light novel from what I've read. I'm glad they animated some of her fights because we didn't get to see it in the light novel, or we didn't even get to read her like movements. Kiryuin Senpai obviously lost. She just no experience with the fighting. So yeah, and then yeah, start off with jab and then jab again. So yeah, of course Shiba Sensei is like, nope, you're not gonna get me, amateur. And then kick. I love this sequence as well, even though it's so short. It's really well done. Yeah, I love frame by framing this. Yeah, Kiryuin Senpai smiled. Yeah, and then let's see this fight again. And attack, dodge, or block it again. And then, oh, it was yeah, see? He's about to punch or grab Tsukishiro, but he caught Ayanokouji's bicep. And then was about to surprise attack on the side. Ayanokouji caught it. So block. Was about to attack. Oh, block it. Oh, you see that? What is that? Is that a kung fu style? Listen, I don't know martial arts, alright? I know I'm Chinese. I don't know. Maybe my dad knows a bit better than this. Yeah, I love the camera work as well. See this? It's so when you play it. See that? Oh, that's so clean. Oh man, it's not rotoscoped as well. Rotoscoping is hard. But this is so clean, even though it's not rotoscope. Shinji also mentioned that this isn't rotoscope, but they use something to make it this clean. So nice to look at. And then he smiled again. So yeah, they prolonged this fight, if anything. And Tsukishiro was getting beat up in the light novel, but in this one, they actually made Tsukishiro put up a fight, which I'm really happy, you know? And he's sweating. Look at that. He is actually sweating. Ayanokouji is sweating for the first time. That's sweat right there. And then he actually was like breathing. Breathe out. And then the fast. You see this? Let's do this frame by frame. See? Tsukishiro attacked. Oh. Dodge. Attack. Block. Attack. Oh. Knee. Block. Oh. Attack. Block. Oh. Block again. See that? Oh my god. Oh my god. See that? Those fast hand movements? It's so clean. Oh, and then you see this final move of Ayanokouji. He pushed Tsukishiro, right? So he actually, because of the way their hands are, or their faces are like next to each other, they can't see their fast hand movements as well. But Ayanokouji attacked Tsukishiro by surprise by pushing him forward to his chest and then kick. See that? That is so clean. He pushed Tsukishiro for a proper kick so that the kick will be precise. Instead of an uppercut, they did a kick. I'm so glad they did this. You know what? I'm actually happy that they did this instead of the jabbing and then uppercut. It's a very simple like boxing style fight, but in this one, they use different kinds of martial arts. Oh my god. Whoever did this, whichever one of you, props to you because there's two sword warriors, so I don't know who. Whoever did this fight, I'm really, really like surprised by it. And the key animator. Is this Shunpei Mochizuki? Because I heard Shinji's like saying that this feels like a Shunpei Mochizuki style fight. So, yeah. And there you go. And it's bleeding. And then we have another strong art of Ayanokouji. God damn, bro. But yeah, this right here. You truly are a masterpiece. They actually condensed it. I love it. And then Taser. So yeah, there you go. Yoink. Gotcha. I love the art once again. Like, my god. Damn, the way they handle these shots. It's so good. Noriyuki Nomata, the director himself, the entire series, solo directed this episode. So I'm so glad that it was this consistent. Throughout the episode, it's way too consistent. I'm so happy. They actually made a creative decision with the fight. I'm pretty sure light novel readers out there are going to say, I prefer the light novel. Okay, yeah, sure. Go ahead. But to me, this is a feast, bro. Feast to my eyes. I'm at a loss for words. This fight is so fucking good. You have no idea how happy I am just seeing this animated now. You know, we all know this was fan animated, and you can see it there. Like, Yanuel actually animated the fight scene almost 1-to-1. You can see Ayanokouji just jabbing Tsukishiro and then uppercut. And then that's how they end it. Yeah. Anyway, that's the fight. Alright, that's how they did it. And then Tsubashira Sensei and Mashima Sensei came in. No fighting allowed. So yeah. And then this entire sequence, alright? This one, or not the entire sequence, but this sequence of Ryuin and Sakayanagi, this right here is not in volume 4. That's why in my last analysis, I was wrong. Because we did see Ryuin and Ayanokouji talk, right? About Komiya, Kinoshita being down, and so they have to help each other out. So obviously I have to conclude it with that because that's what we're told, right? But in this one, they have an agreement now. This is a hint for year 2, volume 12. This is a hint for year 2, volume 12. We're only at volume 4, by the way. This adaptation is only volume 4. But keep in mind, this is not volume 4 content. This was never in the light novel. I didn't reread the entire volume 4, so yeah, you guys should comment if it is in volume 4, like if they moved it or something. But yeah, as far as I remember, that was never in volume 4, okay? So yeah. And then yeah, one request for his mercenary work. And they hinted this as well. We still have a nearly year and a half. Alright, Sakenagi. Readers should know what happens next. But yeah. And then Ibuki. Yeah, these are all anime original sequences. Katsuragi's face. Ibuki is like, nah, I'm getting all of it. Hiyori, cute Hiyori. I'm gonna save this image later. They cut out the part where Hirata talked about their class and then announcement after that. So yeah, that's what's in the novel. That's why I was so surprised that they hinted this already. Like, we're not even that far in. We're only in season 4. This is like season 6 or 7 content, depending on their pacing. If the pacing of season 5 will be up to volume 7, then this might be season 7 content or a movie finale of year 2 content. If they do that, you know, they gotta milk the series anyway. This was also never in the novel. Kei and Ayanokouji making eye contact. Look at the kiss. Yeah, and then this one was also not in the light novel. Ayanokouji and Suzune Rikita standing next to each other. This was a hint, all right? This is a hint of year 2, volume 12.5. I'm so certain. I'm so sure that the director, Noriyuki Nomata, since Noriyuki Nomata mentioned the advanced screening, the director mentioned that they are planning ahead for future seasons of Clash of the Elite. So the fact that they animated this original sequence, by the way, this anime original sequence, just so they can parallel it in volume 12.5 of year 2, which is the end of year 2, the celebration party, they were both obviously celebrating, and because of graduation on the third year students, this is a direct parallel to that. But in that scene though, in year 2 volume 12.5, Suzune now has longer hair. She's back with her longer hair. So yeah, and then this one is also in the light novel. But yeah, in case you guys didn't know, the reason why they played a very ominous soundtrack, all year 3 students got expelled. 15, by the way. 15 year 3 students, third year students, because of a simple mistake that Nagumo did. If you guys remember what I mentioned in my episode analysis of episode 15, it's because Nagumo was a very narcissistic person, to the point where he made the simple blunder of challenging Ayanokouji, and then he got gut punched by Ayanokouji, which made him knocked out for the final day of the exam, by the way. That is huge, because if you guys noticed, the top 3 in second, class 3A, Nagumo's group, you see his score? You see their score? 325. And look at Koenji's score, 327. 2-point difference. If Nagumo didn't interfere with Ayanokouji's problems and didn't challenge Ayanokouji, he would have won. Nagumo would have won. Now, I'm pretty sure people are now going to underestimate Nagumo because of this. Because of his simple mistake. He did make a mistake. But that doesn't mean he cannot beat Koenji in the exam. He can easily beat Koenji. Nagumo had a plan. Alright? Because the third years were, keeping in check with Koenji, his movements. That's why Koenji scored 327. If Nagumo stayed in the final day, he could have scored even more. Because now that he's knocked out, he couldn't go to his last designated area. Ayanokouji went to his last designated area, and that is I2. That is insane if you think about it. Nagamo could have easily won that test. Because of that simple mistake that he did, they lost. And that's all because of Nagamo. Because of his narcissistic behavior, he lost to Koenji. Koenji would have lost this if it wasn't indirectly for Ayanokouji. If anything, Ayanokouji helped Koenji. That's the simple mistake that Nagamo did. The deal's done, I must say. Koenji will no longer participate in these exams. He will no longer be serious. This is the first and last time that he'll be serious about the tests. So yeah, that's why Suzune is kind of frustrated about it. But we'll see in year 3 because we all know what happens. So yeah. And then the points, the class points, you can now see that Ayanokouji and Suzune's class are now class C. Alright? They're now class C, and class D is now Ichinose. Look at the point difference. It's like only a single digit point difference of class B and class C, which class B is Ryuin's class. Saka and Agi's class has a huge point difference. Holy fuck. More than half. That's insane. But yeah, and then they also ended the season with a liner of Ayanokouji. This is actually depressing if you think about it. This is not him being edgy. Because if you hear Ayanokouji's tone, I'm just fine and completely unchanged. Completely. That is a double meaning. For light novel readers, we know. For Suzude and for anime watchers, they think Ayanokouji will still continue to help, you know? So it's very... that's how it looks. But if you look into it deeply, if you listen to him, his tone, he's sad. So yeah, they are hinting the end of year 2, which is surprising. You know, I was like, damn. You know, season 2 was like a pipe dream for us fans. But now season 2 came, then season 3, back-to-back announcement, even though it was like horrendous production because of its schedule. Still, I gotta give credit to that because they actually still delivered. But season 4, though, this is very different. The amount of difference between season 2 and 3 to 4 is insane. Season 4 has higher production value. And I'm pretty certain that they have way more time than season 2 and 3. So yeah, season 2 and 3's team were like struggling for that time. So yeah, and they had to delay the Blu-ray if you guys don't remember in season 2, and they had to delay season 3. Instead of 2023, it's now early 2024. For season 4 though, they announced it a few months later after season 3 ended. And then now after season 4, they announced season 5. If you think about it, that's insane. Because at the advanced screening report, Noriyuki Nomata, the director himself, mentioned that they have a secret project. He's not going to bring that up in a Clash of the Elite event if it's not related to Clash of the Elite. Yeah, that's why I was certain that they're going to have to announce it after the season ends. And then they did. It's season 5. So I do hope they still continue. I'm pretty sure they will because they did plan ahead for the future of Clash of the Elite. So yeah, and if they do, you know, after finishing season 5, I do hope they adopt volume 0. So yeah. Anyway, great eye shots, beautiful eye shots. So yeah, for the last time. And yeah, we have Nagamo as well. And they also didn't tease someone here. Interesting how they actually kept it a secret for the season finale. I thought for sure they were going to tease him, but what they teased is the future of year 2, which is insane. I think it's actually much better because for anime onlys, they're going to think, yeah, we know who the White Room student is, and yeah, we're now done. Yeah, no more White Room assassin, right? Yeah, if you think about it, it's kind of a nice move in a way, you know, to derail the fans, to sidetrack them into thinking, oh yeah, the White Room student's Ichika, yay. But Ichika hinted something, and that is these little games, alright? That's a hint already. It's not Shiba Sensei or Tsukishiro. No one would be there. Only a student would be there, sending a code to Suzune. So yeah. Anyway, and then there's Nagamo frustrated that he lost. Yeah, you fucking twat. You lost because of your incompetence. I'm not saying that he is a joke, but kinda. Because of his narcissistic behavior, he is a clown. But if it wasn't for his ego, if it wasn't for his ego, it wasn't for his narcissistic behavior, personality, he could have easily won the test. He had a really, really solid plan and he ruined it by himself. Because of himself, he lost. But also because of himself, they could have won. Yeah. And Hosen, yeah, his eye, the one that got blood because of Ryuen, you know, that artistic eye shot. Yeah, Ryuen healed quickly while Hosen still beaten up because I mean, yeah, kind of accurate if I think about it, you know. But still, what the hell? Ryuen has fast healing, regenerative ability. But yeah, anyway, that's that for this analysis. Took me longer than expected because I had to do this for my beloved series' season finale. But yeah, anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. That is it for this very long ass video. If you're still watching this video, this might be my last season 4 content, except for others that are AMV for Liar Veil and the thank you message. Thank you guys for this wonderful journey, and I'm so happy that season 4 is done and it ended on a really, really positive note by ensuring us fans that it is not over. We still have season 5. So yeah, anyway, hopefully in season 5 they focus on this first, volume 4.5, because this is the epilogue and kind of the start, you know. Yeah, we have a lot of fan service in this one. Okay, all right. And then we also get to introduce a bunch of characters. So yeah, if anything, this might actually be a good setup start establishment for season 5. So yeah. Anyway, that is it for Classroom of the Elite season 4 episode 16 analysis breakdown video. Hope you are excited for season 5 as much as I am, and we'll continue on the hype train for Classroom of the Elite. And yeah, I just wanted to thank Noriyuki Namata and the creative team, the anime team, for this series, for this season. And yeah, you guys delivered. As a huge fan of the series, we have our own haters, and we also have haters that are outside of this community, which is normal, but the fact that we also have haters inside our community is insane if you think about it. We fight our own battles and then we also have haters outside our space. But yeah, anyway, that is it for Clash of the Elite. Don't get swayed by these haters, all right? Because if you enjoy something, they want you to hate it. That's why they're hating, all right? They are persuading you into thinking that it's so bad. Nah, it's subjective. If you enjoyed it, admit that you enjoyed it. I admit that I enjoy solo leveling. Okay, I admit I enjoy Demon Slayer. All right, is it bad? No, it's entertaining. All right, but anyway, that is it for Classroom of the Elite season 4. I'll see you guys on season 5. So yeah, no longer have my suit, but I have my T-shirt on. You know, the first T-shirt that I wore on the premiere. Yeah. Anyway, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys on season 5. Peace out.